Good morning, Mr. Stenbock. Today I'm going to present to you my self-development plan. My name is Nguyen Thuy, but it's really hard for most of people around me to spell my name, so I always call myself as Rina. In ancient English, it means the joyful and meaningful melody. Part of that is inside my vision statement as well. Beside that, I also visions myself like I wish to learn everything from my past events to grow and really understanding the true beauty of peacefully enjoyed every moment of my life. I hope that I can be grateful for every daily small happiness. And if anyone wants to describe about me, I hope that they can include some kinds of keywords like encouraging, independent, knowledgeable, and joyful. For my career, I'm still trying my best to becoming a revenue manager, and I can spend the rest of my life as a lecturer as well. So this is what I'm gonna show you for the next 15 minutes. And I hope that through this presentation, I can show you how I turn your knowledge into my knowledge and using it to develop myself as a better version of human being, not just only the leadership. This is my SWOT analysis. It was a combination of different emotional intelligence tests. My most outstanding strength is insightfulness and altruistic, where I'm willing to learn behind the surface, understand the motivation behind everyone's reactions. That's why I'm becoming really careful by choosing the word or the way to be in contact with different persons. If I were being exposed in the right environment, I can become really creative and passionate as well. I can come up with many unexpected solutions, especially related to the humanity, psychologies, or the universe. I have my own belief and I have my own principle that I'm always holding on whenever I need to make any kind of decisions. And as a human being, I also have some of my weaknesses as well. I'm sensitive to people, so that's why I'm sensitive to the way they talk back to me, especially about the criticisms. And because I cannot say no to people, so I always find myself energy drained while helping them and fulfill my missions at the same time. I value the freedom, so I often found myself hide my true feeling, even to the closest family member. That's why it make it's really hard for them to get closer to me. And somehow I have a pessimistic overview of the world. And if I was being put inside a very stressful situation, I often really overly reacted, come up with many not wise decisions that make me regret later. Learning about the hospitality industry also gave me a lot of opportunity. It is an energetic and always open to new idea industry where I can make full use of my creativity to strive forward in my career ladder. The human and human interaction as the center of the industry, making my passionate and principle toward humanity and psychology being my biggest advantages. However, there is some threat as well. The nature of hospitality industry as being easily affected by the external factors such as the epidemic, natural disaster, terrorists, causing the instability of the whole industry. The COVID-19 effect is the most solid proof for this. And according to BZAM and Shannon in 2009, hospitality industry experienced the highest pressure working environment, resulting in the highest turnover rate. With my always overly reacted on the stressful situation, it will be a big challenge for me, especially to work under the frontline department. And last but not least, the fast pace of development of the hospitality industry, giving birth to many new schools and universities that emphasize just to educate and training the proper hotelier, making the competitions among the workforce even fiercer than ever before. My SWOT analysis already gives some insight that I'm more comfortable becoming a follower more than a leader. One of the motivated speaker in the business leader, Sinek, has already said something that I'm feeling really makes sense to me. Best leaders always consider themselves as the best follower first. Sometimes people forget about the importance of the follower, and the leader is not the right, it's the privilege that was given by the follower. How can you become a leader if you cannot master yourself as a follower first? However, psychologically saying, my nature as being unsiphoned, altruistic, creativity, but really pessimistic and sensitive, helping me to become an effective follower who is always support the leader and the member in terms of balance and emotions more than helping me to become an effective leader who always take the courage to make the first step and hold on to all of the responsibility to lead the whole group to the success. What comes first to my mind when I heard about the project or the group work is not about the result or the efficiencies, but is the harmony between the group, how people cooperate with each other inside the group. And learning obtain more about the information of the followerships from Kelly in 1992, I learned that there's 5 different types of follower, measures by the level of critical thinking and the involvement. For now, my current situations, I can position myself as pragmatic follower who can perform a certain level of critical thinking, but do not want to engage so much in any of organizations. I have my own value and I have my own belief, as I already said in SWOT analysis. So it's really important for me to find organizations that help me to align my principle with their vision, missions, and value. Until that time, even if I can further develop myself, I would rather become an alienated who is really excellent at solving his job, but do not want to involve into organization more than an exemplary follower, the ideal type of every organization who is really excellent and also commits longer with the organization as well. With that visions of mine, it's really picky for me to choose the workplace. It have to be the environment that help me to learn and grow. And because of that, I feel comfortable with the coaching leadership style, which is also have the highest probability that I will become in the far futures. This is the leadership style that I'm looking for. So all the skill that I obtain for now will help me to become this exactly style. I can be a little bit challenging on the authoritarian leadership, but if I can develop my critical thinking more, it will be a really enjoyable moment with this kind of leadership. However, I definitely will not go into cope with the coercive leadership style, where it stop me from learning and growing. In the turning around moment of the organization, I can accept at some level under this kind of leadership, but for the normal one, I will definitely just quit the job. For the base setting, as my current situation as quick in navigate my emotions and cannot deal with the stressful situation, the base setting leadership actually create a counter effect in my learning and growing process. All of that helped me to create my novel goal. 20 until 26, I hope that I can become a revenue manager assistant, and I love to work in Japan, the countries that I admire a lot. And if my boss can say something about me, I hope that he or she can remember me as an excellent problem solver. My peers can remember me as an encouraging person, and my employees or my followers can be grateful for me because I help them to find the right positions. With this long-term goal, I break it down into short-term goals. Until 2021, I want to master the Japanese at least to N4 level. This is the level that helped me to communicate basically with the local people. And until 2022, I can master the risk management and critical thinking skill within the relevant department that is related directly to the revenue divisions, like the F&B department, front office department, or even the sales marketing. So all of this information helped me to create my self-management plan. I know what kind of skills I need to develop now, so I use the urgent and important matrix to decide the prioritize. For me, the urgent is within 1 month, and beyond that, it can be considered as not urgent anymore. Important or not is depend on at what level I already master the skill. If I'm already excellent at that skill and just need to maintain the basic, like the daily practice, then it can be considered as not important. But if I know nothing or just little about that and it have a long-term impact on my career, then it is important. Besides developing myself, I also hold different roles inside of my life. I am the students of MSc class, which make me the team members of any group discussion I'm participating in. I am the daughter of my parents and a sister of two younger brothers. I am a friend and I'm also a romantic partner of someone else. To be able to balance all of the roles in my life, I decided to use the self-management fourth generation too. After defining the roles, I defined the goals for each role as well, separated into weekly prioritized and then divided with the daily prioritized. This is where I created the detailed schedule for each day within the week. There's a hidden obstacle for this. For 1 month, I already feel urgent. Then if I have to think that I need to finish this within 1 week, it is really stressful for me. And I'm value freedom, so force myself to stick to this tight schedule can create an uncomfortable feeling. Adopting the ideas from Craney about 3 ways to turn your weakness into your strength. One of them is to creating the emotional competence, where you use the thing you love to compensate for the thing that make you feel uncomfortable. That's why I decided to use different colors for different roles and goals. This is helping me to quickly reminding me like with this activity, which kind of roles and which kind of goals I'm serving now. And also I will give myself the words of wisdom for every day. Just keep me motivated using this schedule. I make sure to reward me every week, not doing anything but just relaxing, like reading the book I like or watching the movies. And I will also make sure that I review and reflect every week as well to understand or to navigate the goals I'm not able to finish last week and to create another detailed schedule for the next week. In conclusions, um, I've done a lot of job, but there's plenty of limitation that can be spotted out. I didn't include my technical skills, which somehow can help me to overcome my weakness at first as well. I do have the external factors, but I don't really consider about it, and especially doesn't mentions anything about how to deal with those potential threats. For one more thing, um, I have the detail, I have the timetable plan, I know the content and I know what to do with that, but I didn't actually create one, which make me unsure about what kind of difficulties or the obstacle that I may encounter actually. And I do know which kind of skills I need to achieve, but I don't have the specific plan for achieving those, like participate in any class or just self-studying or ask someone for advice. And last but not least, I didn't take into consideration how to monitor my progress. I know that I mentioned some, but I think that I need to have some focus point to make sure that I know where I'm going. Uh, For the final thing, I just want to thank you for your course. I learned a lot through it, especially the time management tool. I already know the concept of work-life balance, but never before have I tried to understand or find out the tool that actually helped me to operate with that idea. And especially for my SWOT analyzing my weakness, I really hard to say no to people because I have the tendency to help them. And your crucial conversation, even though I'm not mentioned in my presentation, have helped me a lot into having some ideas of getting away of the unnecessary stress and achieving my visions as peacefully enjoy every moment of my life. So just to be finished with this is my reference and also my appendix about the SWOT analysis. Thank you so much for your listening. Wishing you a great holiday and thank you again.